Yeah, hi everyone. And we will be waiting for 5 minutes, no, 3 minutes till 7:10, and then we'll be starting. So keep your questions prepared that you might want to ask, and then we'll be starting. Yes, Kabir, you want to ask something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. Sir, can we move in Hindi?
Okay, sure. We'll be, whichever question you want in Hindi, we'll be explaining that.
Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Sir,
Okay.
actually, I'm in final year right now, and I'm totally confused. Okay, what should
Okay,
I
Kabir.
do in next
Uh,
1 to 2 months?
Kabir, I'm
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. We'll be coming to question and answers in 5 minutes. First,
Yes.
let us introduce to the audience. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sir.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 Sir, actually, sir, I'm confused. Ki what should I do in next 2 3 months? If I'm telling about my background, सर एक्चुअली सर डीएसए भी काफी ठीक मतलब ठीक ठीक लेवल पे कर लिया है डेवलपमेंट में भी सो कहाँ लैग कर रहे हैं, ये चीज नहीं वो कर पा रहे.
Okay, Kabir. I'll address to this question to our ma'am, Miss Dhruvisha. First, let us start this session by introducing ourselves. Okay. So I'll just call out your name and you'll just start asking your question to her. Okay.
ओके ओके ओके.
Okay. First of all, let us welcome our uh, guest, that is Miss Dhruvisha. Hello, ma'am.
Hello everyone. It's good to be here.
Yeah. So I'm very extremely hearty welcome to you for joining this session and helping our audience and guiding them with your experiences. So I would like to get some insight as audience wants to know that how you get to this software developer role at Google. What was your journey? So can you start explaining that?
Sure. Hello everyone. I'm Dhruvi. I'm really happy to be here, and I'll try to answer as many questions of yours as there are, and I hope that I'm able to help you get answers to some of the questions or help you in your career path. For me, like I graduated in 2016 from DAIICT, like Dhirubhai Ambani Institute of ICT in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Post that, I joined Morgan Stanley right out of college. I worked with Morgan Stanley for 3 years. And after that, I switched to Google. I joined Google in 2019. I've been with Google for almost 4 years now. I joined Google in Bangalore. I was with Google India for 3 years. Last year, I moved to Canada, and I'm now working from Google Canada. Yeah, so that has been my journey so far. But yeah, I'm happy to answer any specific questions, anything related to yeah, the interviews.
Okay, that's great. So without further ado, let's kick off this Q&A segment. And I would request the audience, mostly Kabir, you can ask your question to ma'am, whatever you
Good
want to
evening, ma'am.
ask.
Yeah, good evening,
Yeah.
ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I'm in final year of my graduation, and I'm recently passed out in 2024.
Okay.
And ma'am, I have done DSA mostly like 1200 plus questions on different platforms. And ma'am, I have done also development in Android app development. And I'm not find out that what I'm lacking in my journey that's uh, stop me to a good job.
Sure. So, okay, if I understand the question correctly, what you're trying to say is that you are doing DSA, you are doing some projects in Android development, etc. But what more do you need to land a good job? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so a couple of things there. So first of all, it is like getting entry into the corporate world. There is no specific recipe for that. That you do one, two, three, and four, and you will get into it. You need to essentially work on multiple dimensions. I'll talk about each of them. It's good that you are creating like strong DSA fundamentals. You've solved so many questions. Data structure algorithms, cracking the like coding interviews are essential. Once you get to the interview, every company's interview process more or less asks some form of data structure algorithm questions. A prerequisite step to that is landing that interview first. In order to do that, there are multiple aspects to it. Like, first, you start with resume. How do you build your resume? Your resume, think of that as your own pitch to you're presenting to the person looking at your resume. So wherever you are applying, whatever their job description is, look at what skills they are looking for. um, Whatever skills they are looking for, how does that match on your resume? I'll get into specifics later on how you can sort of have a good resume, which is much more efficient. But yeah, first step is resume. Second step is landing, and if you don't have like a on campus placement system or something, landing an off campus job is a little tough. So the second step is you need to keep applying. Like you should not be demotivated. You need to keep applying at various roles. You can even be open to internship roles, intern at a company, add that to your resume. That will be a good corporate experience for you. That will help you, land a job or maybe get a job at that place as well. How do you, so the next question is, how do you even land the, like, how do you efficiently, or what is the best way to land that job? One, you'll have to keep applying. Second important thing is referrals. How do you get referrals? By building network. In this space that we all operate in, networking and referrals are very important. They are as important as data structure, algorithms, question preparations, etc. is. So if you have, like, say for example, your seniors who are working for companies X, Y, and Z, or or maybe say you attended some career fair, you met some people there. Make use of all those connections to ask for referral. And referrals is a much easier way to land at least an interview compared to applying externally. So keep an eye out for that. Third thing is, I this is not very common and this is very underrated as well. Third thing is personal branding. And what do I mean by personal branding is, like, try to create a niche for, like, start for example, you are solving data structure algorithm, you are doing Android app development. Say you are really interested in it, take 2 3 projects on that, start working on that, publicize that, put it on your LinkedIn that this is what you have worked on. If you have built this Android app for some company or for some startup or like for some vendor, try ask them to give you some recommendation on LinkedIn on how did you do that. Put your app if possible on GitHub. Try to publicize what you're doing, because the way this recruitment firms work, like a lot of recruiters hunt for candidates over LinkedIn, try to see what their profile looks like, try to see that does that map with the job descriptions that you that they have from the companies. So a couple of points just to like summarize. One is resume. Second is you need to apply, keep applying through various platforms and leverage your network to get referrals. Third is try to build your personal brand, like do things and publicize it. And for all of this to be effective, fourth is skills building, which is again very important. Data structures and algorithms is something that will help you in the interview. Like first, you land the interview. To crack the interview, you need data structures and algorithm, and that is a building block of what we do. But corporate life is not just about data structures and algorithms. You need a lot of different skills. Like, for example, you Spring Boot, Java, machine learning, artificial intelligence, databases, storage system, parallel processing, map reduce. There are a lot of such things that goes into corporate work, or like corporate project development or project building. So how do you um, basically focus on your skills building? I was speaking with Kuar from Engineer Hub earlier, and he said that on Engineer Hub, they also guide you to various trainings and courses and internships, courses and trainings towards skills that are essential for your job. Leverage those. See what, like, whatever you want to do, see what can help you stand out of the group. Like if your resume says that I did 4 years of engineering degree from this college, I took these courses, think about how many people will have the exact same resume, right? Like say if you have a batch of, I don't know, 250 students, all 250 is going to have the same thing on your resume. What will you do which will stand out? Do you have some courses? Do you have some certifications? Do you have some skills on which you have things to demonstrate? Like, for example, you said that your skill is Android development. It's good that you are starting to do projects. Put that on your resume, publicize it, go deeper in that skill, build that skill if you're really interested in that. So yeah, these are a couple of steps: resume building, networking, referrals, skills building, and personal branding. So a lot goes into landing a job. And most importantly, gauging from the tone in which you ask the question, don't be demotivated. It's a long journey. It is easy to feel that, oh, I'm doing everything, but nothing good is coming my way. It's easy to feel that way, but don't be demotivated. Like it is a competitive market. It is not that easy to land a job, specifically when you're going through the off-campus route. But try applying these techniques, these essentially working on these things that I mentioned, and don't get demotivated. Like keep applying, keep up the spirit and your wish to like move forward and continue building your skills. Does that help?
Yes, ma'am.
I hope that answer was very convincing. So yeah, anyone else from the audience who want to put up their question? There is a
What do
question in the chat.
what do people look at before referring candidates? So I will be very candid here. If you ask some, so like the people who are referring you, there are two types of things that you would refer on to. Like if someone comes and tell me that can you please refer me at this place, there are two type of people who will reach out to me. One is people whom I know, like who I worked with, or my colleagues, or friends, or family members. The other aspect is people purely from the network, like someone reached out to me on LinkedIn, or someone or a friend asked me to refer some other friend whom I don't know in full capacity or even in any capacity at all. In both the cases, I think, as I said, right, like a resume is important. Looking at your resume, by looking at the resume, the person who is referring you is going to have an impression of you, a first impression of you, and will try to map to what their company is doing and see if you are a good fit for the company or not. But you don't have to overthink that, because the person who is referring you has nothing to lose by referring you. Like everyone would want to submit referrals, because just by that pool of referrals that they're submitting, the company might find one good resource. And the person who is referring you, like say for example, I am referring you, you don't have anything to lose really. If anything, in most companies, when you refer someone and if that person lands a job, the person who is referred receives, say, some sort of compensation for that, like on a successful referral. So don't overthink about will this person refer me or not. Like you can be just try to have your resume in a good shape, make it look, I mean, put all your skills there, and try to do things that will make it stand out, like as I said, some training, some external projects, etc. Try to do those so that will help that stand out. And then don't hesitate, like the person who is trying to refer you, as I said, has nothing to lose. So it is absolutely okay to go ask for referrals to people, and they don't sort of deep dive much. Like if anything, they'll just take a glance at your resume to see where you stand and then go ahead and refer you.
Okay, I hope you got your answer.
Yeah, only it's only I think uh, it only makes a difference when if you're asking someone who has worked with you or knows you, they will be able to make your case stronger. So, like while applying, they can provide reasons that, oh, I worked with this person is good at so and so I think they're fit for the company. So, if you have worked with someone, or I'm not sure, considering you all are final year college students, you might not have had that opportunity yet. So, your way would be like referrals through network, but eventually on your career path, it is good to have strong allies where you work, like strong like people you have worked with, have good working relationship with, so that they can, when they refer you, they can vouch for your work. Well, if we have some time, we can also talk a bit more about when you get to corporate, how do you build that good working relationship. Yeah. Okay, the next question is,
Okay, so Singhani is asking that whether to get an interview from a company, a referral is must or not, because he's getting a test link but not getting an interview scheduled. So referral is a necessity.
I would not say that referral is a necessity. it just helps sort of get your resume a little ahead in the queue, sort of. But what you're saying right now, where you get a test link but you're not getting interviews, see, the circumstances right now might not be same as how it was earlier. Like, we have limited job openings. Companies have gone through rounds of layoffs. The job market is a little tough. You will have to be patient. Think of these tests you are giving and test links that you're getting as they are helping you prepare for like questions, coding questions, and things like that. As I said, it is not so easy to land an off-campus job straight out of college because you don't have corporate experience. Like, think about it this way, that the test link that you are getting, that has been given to a lot of people. Now this test link, even if we assume say 50% of them were able to crack it, not all 50% of those would be freshers. There would be people who are even coming with some experience who will be a little ahead of you in the queue. So that's why I said that first of all, focus on skills building, and secondly, you will have to be patient. Third is, try to see if you can also apply for some internships, like having some corporate experience, like some off-campus internship, some um, internship with, I don't know, like try to find um, training kind of internship so that they can write recommendations for you or vouch for you. The second thing I would say is, yes, like, don't lose hope. I understand that this is difficult where you're applying, you're getting test links, but you're not being able to schedule the interview. Sometimes these are the places where referrals help. It might not help you immediately, but you will realize this in the course of your career. Like, say, for example, if um, you have met someone at a career fair, or you know your senior well who is working in some company, you can ask that person to first refer you. Depending on how you get the test link or how your test goes, you can even ask that person to check with the recruiter or the HR on, is there any progress, or why was the candidate say not invited for interview. um, that person can check for you, and if they have like legitimate feedback, like, okay, we found someone with more experience to fill this position, that makes sense. But you might also get feedback as to maybe the skills was not matching with what we wanted. So these are the places where referrals will help. However, referrals are not mandatory. They help you a little bit more. One, it increases your chance to basically put your resume ahead in the queue. That's one. And second, if you have been referred by someone whom you know closely, or who understands or who have seen your work or who can vouch for you closely, they can help you through the process as well. These are the two places where it will help. But apart from that, and yeah, I see that you're saying that you update your resume every week. One important thing when it comes to this, might be a little detour, but when it comes to your resume, when you're applying somewhere, look at the job description, look at what they are seeking. Everyone would want to focus on different kind of skills. Like, say for example, a job opening is for a front end development role, but you have only done coding, data structures, algorithms, web development in your courses. There's no match in the skill set. You can still apply, but you should not have any expectation, because you know that this does not match my skill set. Like, I have not done projects in, say, front end development. Or if you have done, say, suppose you have done everything, you have also done front end development project, you have also done app development, you've also done web development, back end development, you will have to sort of make your resume in a way that your content is clearly visible, like it's visible that your skills matches your job description. Couple of points. Your resume is your, think of it as your branding point, like think of it as your pitch. And whoever is looking at your resume is not going to spend more than 20 seconds or 30 seconds looking at your resume. So make it a crisp resume. I would recommend only a one pager resume which highlights your skills, and if you have done projects in that dimension. You will have to say, for example, you have done everything. You have also developed one app, you have also done some front end project, you have also developed some, like worked on some web development project. See what the job description asks for, and accordingly change. Like, see if you want to give more emphasis on the web development project, or do you want to give more emphasis on the Android development project. You don't have to squeeze everything in your resume. Put things, you might want to, but ensure that things that you want highlighted get enough space in your resume, and it has to be crisp. I can take more questions on this, on how to be more effective with resume. But one most important point that I can't emphasize more is, in order to just match your job description, never lie on your resume. When you lie on your resume, it's hurting you. It's definitely hurting the employer, the companies, but it is hurting you equally. So you can feel free to rearrange your content, feel free to give more emphasis to something and less emphasis to other things. Feel free to reword it in a way that it sticks. Feel free to add more keywords, but never lie on your resume. Don't talk about things that you don't know or you have not done, because it might not, like, interviewers will figure it out in your interview if you have lied, but even if you get lucky and you land the job, it will make your life tough after that, and it is definitely unethical to do that. So never lie on your resume. But yeah, if you have, I'll go through other questions, and if you want to talk more about resume and effective resume building, we can talk about that later.
Okay, so I guess that was the answer. And yeah, you mentioned about referrals and LinkedIn. So, what is the effective way, as being a student in first year, second year, they don't know, they are very not used to using the LinkedIn. So, what is the effective way to use that or expand their network or send a message for the referrals? So, what do you suggest for that?
Okay, so yeah, for I understand that for first or second year students, it's very you're just starting, so you don't know much about what content to put, whom to reach out to, or you don't even have had an opportunity to expand your network that much. For college students specifically starting, I think the only immediate network you would have is your seniors, either the ones who are still in college, or who have already landed, like who are, say if you're in first year and you have seniors in third or fourth year, when you move to the second year they might have landed a job somewhere else, right? So first is, yeah, seniors. Secondly, I would say that, considering you are, I mean, you need to align your expectations with what, where you are at, like, and when you are at the first or the second year stage, if you are expecting, like, look around what kind of things people do in first or second, maybe there, I think, you should focus more on, say, taking up projects, doing trainings, etc., than directly just focusing too much on how do I get a job outside or how do I get an internship outside. Always, like, not just when you are in your college, even when you start your corporate career, focus on skills building. Like, for example, if you're focusing on, let me do things that will land me a job directly, or if this company is looking for internship, what do they want, I'll just study that. Or even when you get into corporate, if my project wants me to finish this task, I'll just finish this and I won't care about other things. That's an approach that will only give you immediate returns. It might give you immediate returns, but it will definitely not help in the long run. So focus on skills building. Like, if you're in your first year, second year, focus more on learning things there. Like, I'm sure you are being introduced to a lot of new concepts, new subjects, new way of thinking. Whatever you are learning, think about how do you expand that knowledge. Can you read something to supplement those? So at different stages, right, from college to your career, at different stages, your requirements might change. Like right now, you want to land an internship, then you want to land a job. Once you're at the job, you would want to or have a promotion, one promotion after another, next, probably switch companies, switch teams, etc. But in this entire journey, focus on skills building. That's one. Second, as I said, the more skills you build, the more. I'm not talking about. When I say focus on skills building, I'm not saying that be everywhere. Like, don't just do one course on web development, one course on app development, one course on Spring Boot, one course on Java, Hibernate, and stuff. Like, you don't just have to tick mark the boxes. Go deep. Like, whatever you want to do, whatever interest. At the end of first year of your college, you might feel that, oh, I'm really interested in um I don't know, say for example, what are the type of courses that you would have in the first year? Maybe say something around electrical engineering, or say something about simply, let's say for example, something about domains and web developments. If you like that, what more can you do? Like, should you limit yourself only to the course material? No. See if you want to learn more or expand your knowledge more in that dimension. If that doesn't work out for you, it's okay. Like, identify what interests you and focus on building skills in that dimension. That's one thing I would say. Second thing, if you want to apply for internships, etc., you first of all will have to keep applying. Every course, every training that you do, as I said, put it in your resume effectively. Try to apply from external channels. You might know people, like say for example, a friend, someone is at a company XYZ. Ask them, do you have internship opportunities? Do you take interns? Do you take uh, students in the first or second year as interns? If yes, ask them if you can refer them, right? Like, if you expect that as soon as I ask for referral, I should first get a referral, like the person should refer me, and then I should get an internship call. That's setting wrong expectation, right? Because you need to first see in the wherever you want to apply, whatever companies you're targeting, do your due diligence. Like, see if they are taking interns. If they are taking interns, what kind of interns are they taking? Are they taking like third, fourth year students or first, second year of students? If they are taking, say, first, second year of students for a step internship or something, see if you know someone who is working at that company. Message them on LinkedIn and ask them that, hey, I saw that you are taking internships. These are the roles that I saw for internship openings. Can you please refer me to this? So don't keep shooting arrows in the dark. Like, when I say that you have to keep applying, don't just blindly keep applying to every job that you come across. You need to keep applying, but in order to keep applying, you need to see that whatever skill set you have had, first of all, does that match to what the companies need? And secondly, are they currently looking for candidates? Otherwise, what is going to happen is um, your counter of how many companies have you applied at will keep increasing. And with every increasing counter, it might impact your confidence and your motivation. And because of that, you would not even be able to focus on other things. Like, say, if you're just worried about, oh, why am I not getting a response from these companies, these internship, etc., you would not be able to focus on your learning. All you would want to do is, let me finish my classes, go back home, and start applying. Versus, whatever I've learned in the classes, let me think more, let me study more, let me build skills more. So balance between your focus and you like just landing a job or like landing an internship, right? Because you don't want to compromise on skills building, for sure. I think that thing should never be sidetracked. And as I said, don't just keep applying for the sake of increasing the counter and saying that, oh, we have applied to so many companies but I'm not getting a call. Did you do your due diligence before applying to those companies, did you see if they were even hiring right now for the positions that you would fit into? And apply that way so that you don't get derailed or you don't shift your focus from what you should be doing in say first or second year of your college, which is building your skills and learning new things and learning like other courses and things like that. So yeah, that's what I when I say keep applying, what I mean is apply after due diligence with focus while focusing on the skills without getting derailed from what is much more important at this stage of your career, right? I hope that.
Okay, so yeah. So any questions from the audience? You can use the chat or you can open your mic.
I think there's a question from Kabir. Says, I'm seeing most companies ask trending technology of web development, and absolutely few companies ask out of the tech, such as app dev, DevOps, etc. If I'm right, then what should that people who are doing other than web dev like me do? Um. So first of all, I don't think that, first of all, like when you say that most companies ask for this, that's not necessarily true, right? Like, if all companies were just asking for, say, web development, we do see like a lot of apps being developed. We see companies that are working on a lot of app development. We see companies that are doing um, some say dev, like every company would have some DevOps department. We see companies, not companies, like every company would have lot of say site reliability kind of role because they need that to function. You'll see a lot of companies doing say artificial intelligence, machine learning. You'll see a lot of companies doing um, if you're in the fintech, if you look at the fintech domain, a lot of companies building apps or like webs for external clients, even internal clients. So I don't think that the generalization that all companies are generally only doing web development is true. First of all, every company has multiple kind of roles because for a company to function you can't function with just one division or one kind of work or one kind of engineers. Secondly, you have ample companies in every domain. Like if you are focusing on say only maybe some, if you take some courses on artificial intelligence, you find it to be very helpful. And if you're focusing on artificial intelligence, there are a lot of companies that do that AI in various dimensions and at various scales, right? However, if a company is doing one thing, that doesn't mean it does not need engineers for other things. It might happen that the open roles at that company is for this thing. Like, say, if you are looking at 10 companies who are involved in web development, it might just happen that the open roles are only for web development, and that's why you are seeing that in the job description. But understand that there are ample, like there are roles and there are people working in different domains and doing different type of things and different type of technologies. So maybe you need to look more, or say if you see an opening or if you're talking to someone um, and seeing that their company has an opening in web development, you can ask them that, yeah, I see that the opening is in the web development, however I've done a lot of app development. Could you please check if you have open roles for app development? Or can you please let me know when you have openings available for app development? So these are the places where network, referrals, and speaking to someone who is actually working there helps. Because you are not just shooting in the dark or like just blindly applying. Right? So yeah, you just need to look a little more. Yeah. There's a question from Yoga. Can you clarify this, please?
No, He's asking, is competitive programming necessary?
Okay. Yeah. So on competitive programming, I would say that I mentioned this at the start as well that data structure, algorithms, and competitive programming. So, okay, when you say competitive programming, are you? I'm not sure if you're looking at it from the lens of what is your rank on, say, code chef, or what is your rank, or like how many points do you have on lead code, or how many, or where you are at on hacker rank or hacker earth. No, what I'm saying is these platforms provides you a way to practice your data structures and algorithms, like understand how to actually, given a question, how do you solve it, what algorithm will you write, what, how do you think about a problem, and how do you solve it efficiently. So what is necessary is problem solving skill and data structures and algorithms at this stage, like when you are in the college, and preparing for job interviews and internship and things like that. These competitive programming platforms helps you do that. So they helps you, like they give you a question and they helps you think that okay, you can think of it in a brute force way. You can just think of, say, if you're take a simple search question. What it helps you think is solving this problem is easy. Like you can just search, but how do you do it efficiently? So they are sort of your gateway to learning how to build your algorithmic thinking and how to write an algorithm or how to employ a data structure. Like you have theoretically learned what a linked list is, what an array list is, or what a hash map is. But these platforms give you a way to actually see what fits well where. Like if you are given a problem, it helps you identify, like if you get that question wrong, you will know that oh, maybe the data structure was not right, and you will learn that oh yes, this data structure should be used for this type of problems, right? So don't think of it purely in terms of the numbers or the rank that you are getting on this platform. Think of it as yeah, think of it as they are helping you employ your data structure and algorithm skills. Right? So yes, data structure algorithms are important. They are very important. They form the basis of a lot of things we do. Like for example, if you are writing a code on lit code right now where you're creating variables, writing a for loop and stuff, when you get when you do your actual job, you might not write code like that. Like you might not just instantiate a variable and then write a for loop and um, create an array list inside it, and or create a hash map inside it. And so you might not do that as is, but they help the problem solving knack that you get by solving those. You can apply that when you're working. So you can identify that, oh, I want to solve this problem. Maybe I need to create a graph for this. And how do I create a graph? Or like if I have a graph, how do I traverse it? So data structure algorithms is very important to learn. That is something that sort of forms the basis of what we do. However, as I said, for lit code question, you can write a very basic, like you can write code in simple coding constructs. That does not translate into corporate. It is very different when it comes to corporate coding. Does that help? But yeah, again, I would say don't pressurize yourself too much for this is my rank on Hacker Earth, this is my rank on Code Chef, these are the number of points. Don't pressurize too much for that. Focus on, do you have hold of the data structures and algorithm? Do you know what to use when you are solving a problem? Can you think of a problem efficiently? Like, or whenever you see a problem, can you move ahead of a brute force solution? Can you think of efficiencies? Think of it from that lens.
Okay, I think you got his answer. So there is a question from Shashank that he wants to get good at DP. He is not gaining much confidence after solving many problems, even though he knows basic standard templates like knapsack. So what he should do?
I mean, see, honestly, there are different kind of coding. When it comes to competitive coding or like problem solving, there are different kind of sections. Not everyone would know everything. Like, for example, you are a little uncomfortable with dynamic programming. Someone might be a little uncomfortable with, say, uh, graph related problems. Someone else might be. So, yes, there are dimensions of uh, these coding concept data structures and algorithms which not all of us are comfortable with. I think see, first of all, practice. Yes, like you will have to look at multiple questions, you will have to solve multiple questions, but along with practice, try to see if there is a way you can build understanding of this more. Like if you're solving a problem of given a grid how to reach from one point to another in the most efficient way, when you are solving it using dynamic programming, what are you trying to do? Like maybe look up some, I'm sure there are a lot of videos on how dynamic programming work, how to build that intuition. um the way to solve this is not just doing one question after another. Oh, this is the question, I was wrong in this. What is the solution? Oh, I didn't know this, let me move on to the next one, can I apply it? And oh, I was not able to solve this as well. If you know that you are not able to do that, take some time out of that competitive programming, go and try to learn or build more, or look at some videos, look at some books, see how they are explaining dynamic programming, see if conceptually it makes sense. If you're able to understand the concept well and what goes into those kind of problem, then come back and try to apply. It is okay if you still are not able to master it, but the right way to do it would be understanding what we're trying to do first and then practicing it. Practice is important. The more questions you solve about that, you will try to, what will that help you with is, when you see a problem, it will help you identify, oh, this can be solved with dynamic programming. But even to after you have identified that, you need to have your basics strong to understand how to apply dynamic programming, right? So focus on both. One is understanding the basics and the workings of it, and the second is actually practicing it so that you know, you basically internalize the efficiency, internalize what situations can this help it with. Yeah, hope that helps.
Okay,
uh,
so there
but
is, yeah.
be not a good specifically in English, and I felt in my interview that is a barrier for me because I should have focused on more. Yeah. So see, I would not say that it is okay to ignore this. Communication is important. Um, from the college, right? Like in your entire career, being able to communicate well or present yourself well is important, it is essential. However, it is a journey. You can keep learning along the way. I have worked with and I know a lot of people who, when they started, they were not that fluent or not very comfortable and not very confident, but they intentionally worked towards that. And when they kept working towards that, it helped them improve. I'll give you some concrete steps. First of all, yes, communication is important. You will have to sort of work towards it. Try to take up some try to take up, obviously I'm sure you would be doing this, but some courses or some, look at some videos, look at some so communication is much more, I feel, about how you are organized in your mind, how your thoughts are organized in your mind and what you want to convey. If you feel that, you can do this exercise, like think of someone asking you a question, prepare an answer in your mind and then say it out. In that case, you will be able to communicate it clearly, which means that if your thoughts are organized in your mind, you are able to communicate it fine. And the other problem is, say you are not able to identify enough words, etc. For that, that will come with practice. So what you should do is um keep exercising this. Like if you are going on an interview, picture yourself talking to an interviewer. Try to see how whatever you want to convey, how can you convey it efficiently. Communication is not just about speaking right English, it is about speaking right. Like if you are solving a question, you don't need to emphasize on, oh, how will I explain my code well, but you should be able to communicate enough to say that, hey, I am thinking about a brute force solution right now. I'm writing that. Looks like my brute force solution has a O of n square capacity. Let me think more about how do I reduce the complexity. Then you code. Then you say that, oh, now I think I'm using this data structure. With this data structure, my complexity is now O of n. So if you are able to, whatever are the key points, if you are able to communicate that well, that is helpful. Like that is um, a very good state you are at. Like you don't just, when you say that you are lacking communication, just be aware that you should not be losing on, say you had the correct answer in your mind but you were just not able to translate. So focus on building communication skill that will help you land land things that are important. That is first step. Second step is, how do you improve in general? Like how do you improve your English speaking skills in general, or how do you like use correct sentences, form correct sentences, use correct words? All of that needs conscious effort, practice. Look at some public speaking forums. Like um, so for example, one forum that I was a part of and definitely recommend is Toastmasters. I am not sure if you folks are aware of that, but there is this, look it up. It's called, I'll type it out here. It's called Toastmasters. There is a it's an international forum. Toastmasters.com or something is a site for that. It's an international forum which is aimed at improving on your communication and public speaking. Uh, what they have clubs, they have a lot of clubs. If you go on the site, you will able to see if there is a club near your location. If not, you can even start one in your college. What they do is they have weekly meetings. Each and there are members of this group, Toastmasters group. They have some tracks. Like for example, if you want to focus on communication, you can pick that track. And there are projects. What are these projects like? So for example, the first project is, you need to deliver an icebreaker speech. An icebreaker speech is where you actually introduce yourself and talk about yourself, but there are rules around it that say your speech needs to be 4 to 6 minutes long. Your speech needs to be in English. So when you are all of that is prepared, so you can take your time to prepare, and then you sign up that, okay, I want to give a speech on this week in front of the members group. It could be a group of 20 members, 30 members, 35 members, 10 members, depending on the club. What that helps you with is, first of all, you're writing it down, you're preparing for it, right? So it helps you get clarity on your thoughts. Secondly, you might be hesitant, you might shiver, you might be nervous, or English might be wrong when you deliver it first time. But it will help you slowly. It will help you gain confidence and speaking in front of people. It will help you focus more on, when you're preparing, how do you correct your English. Slowly, you will start developing confidence and feel less nervous when you're in front of people. So, work on that. First step, as I said, is your communication should be enough to get the important things across. Don't, if it is hurting you, that is the first thing you should work on. Second thing, on general communication building, you'll have to work towards it. Join some forums, look at some speeches online. Like there are a lot of series of speeches online on effective communication. Just look at people speak and practice yourself, right? Practice is the key. But yeah, I would not deny that. I would not say that it's okay to ignore it. You should definitely work on that. Question by Sachin, is ATS used by companies for selecting resumes, or is it a completely if ATS is used? How do you make sure a resume gets okay? Again, on resume building, as I said, um, how to make a crisp resume that gets you where you want. First of all, whatever job description you are applying for, see what skills they are looking for. Evaluate, do you have that skills, or like, have you done something in that dimension? Try to highlight those. As I said, having your resume aligned with your job description is very important. So try to have skills that highlight. Say, for example, they're asking for a app development role. If you have done any project, that should be on top. Give more details for that project. Other projects can occupy lesser space. In your skills, say that you first thing should be app development, whatever languages you know for that, and then data structure, algorithm, etc. Keep it a one pager resume, keep it crisp. Make sure that whatever the job description is asking for, that is highlighted. For the next company, if the job description is asking for something else that you have done, shuffle that. Keep that in light. Yes, at times there are. I mean, I am not involved in resume shortlisting process, so I would not say that I am 100% sure. But considering the resumes that comes to the companies, they might do some sort of shortlisting, either using some technology which just highlights some words, or there would be people who would be looking at your resume to identify your skills. And that's when I said that everyone will look at your resume only for 20 seconds at max to see, does this match us? Yes, no. Like, there are two piles, they have only 10 to 20 seconds to go through your resume and put it in one of the pile. That's why it is very important to have your resume very crisp and very focused. Don't try to write paragraphs or too many sentences in that, right? um, hey, you are on mute, Madhur.
Yeah, sorry. So there is a last question about TCS Code Vita. What are your points that does this competition is good for like, companies?
To be very honest here, I am not very sure of what TCS Code Vita is. But if can you give me some context? Like, is this a competition to get into TCS, or what is?
Yeah, it's a kind of a competition that is world in all over world, and whom the 24 candidates get selected for the grand finale, and then they get the prizes. I guess the reward. And regarding the shortlisting and selection, I don't have any idea for that.
I see. Okay, okay. First of all, I mean, if you're already working on this and sort of, I don't know what the competition asks for, if it is data structures, algorithms, etc. I would say, why not? Like, it is, if anything, it is help you prepare more, work towards it, right? Like, if you're preparing for that competition, you would focus more on that. You would, if it is helping you improve skills that you are already working towards, like you need good data structure, algorithm, coding skills. If it is helping you get there, why not? Like, I don't see any harm in applying. However, as I said, always remember, is this helping you do things that you want to do in the long run? TCS Code Vita is fine because it's something which is very relevant to what you're doing, data structure, algorithm, coding, and it is only going to help you. So there's no harm in applying. You should do it, you should apply for it. But always remember, don't derail too much only for a short term task. Like, say, if someone has asked you on a I don't know, like, if for example you were saying that you are in, let's say, first or second year of your college, and you are only overarching too much on applying and landing an internship. Don't overarch on that so much that all you are doing is going to college, listening to lectures because you have to come back, start applying, end of day, next day going to college. Focus on things that helps you build the skill. I think I will also leave you all with that. Throughout the course of your career, For even when you start your corporate journey, if you're given a task, don't just focus on, oh, what I need to do for this task. See why you are doing this task. What is the context? What is this project trying to do? How does it fit in the bigger picture? And can I do it more efficiently? Can I build skills to say, do more on this project? So always focus on that. But to answer this question, yes, I mean, you should leverage such, if you are getting a chance to apply, you should leverage such opportunities and you should leverage such competitions, etc. That will only help you. If anything, it will also help you meet like-minded people who are working on similar kind of things, and again help you towards building network. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, one more question: is Google hiring right now? Um, there are some openings, yes. In India, yes, there are a few openings that Google is hiring for. However, I'm not sure if Google is hiring fresh graduates or not. The openings that I know of are for experienced professionals. I don't know if it is for freshers or not.
Okay, guys. So for any more questions, you can join the Engineer Month that is organized on alternate days. So you can get your question answered on that. So I guess we can wrap up this session. And thank you, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights and knowledge with us today. Your responses to our questions and audience questions have been truly enlightening. So we appreciate your time and expertise.
Sure. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me here. And I hope I was able to help you in some way. And good luck to all of you. Um, Hang tight, be patient. Yeah, and focus on learning. Yeah, and good luck to all of you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you guys for joining this session. And once again, thank you, ma'am, for joining.
Sounds good. Bye bye.
Bye bye.